Hey, before you start the podcast, the conversion email sequence masterclass registration is now open. This is the time to go grab your seat. This class does sell out, and I want you there with us. In this course, you are going to learn the 3 critical conversion sequences that you need to have set up and ready to go in your business. Your opt-in sequence, your promotion sequence. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you 2 different promotion ideas and sequences for you to use. And then the third one is when you're putting on any type of a live event or any kind of a training or a course, and how to really take that and convert it to the next thing. So that's all about increasing lifetime value. Would love to have you join us. Go get your seat right now by going to yoursalesmaven.com/July save 200. That means it's going to save you $200 off the registration fee. If you want all the details of the masterclass, you'll find them on the website. If you go to yoursalesmaven.com, go to masterclasses and pick the conversion email sequence, you'll see all the details of everything you're going to get there. This is power packed. This is the class that everybody always comes back to me after I've taught it and begging for me to teach it again. I only teach it once a year, and this year is going to be extra special because I'm giving some added sequences. So I actually give you examples so that you've got examples to then write your own sequences. So by the end of the course, you should have your sequences done and ready to go. So I'd love to have you join. I'll see you there. Enjoy the rest of the podcast.
Do sales conversations make you feel awkward or pushy? It's time to ditch the outdated salesy strategies. Your guide, Nikki Roush, will show you how to combine kindness with selling skills to meet your prospects where they are, and in the process, how to up-level your influence and income. Learn how to earn business easily and effortlessly. Here's Nikki.
Welcome, and thank you for listening to the Sales Maven Show. I'm your host, Nikki Roush. I'm your own personal sales maven here to offer you tips, techniques, and strategies to master your sales conversations. Today's episode is a sales success story with one of our brilliant Sales Maven Society members. I'm so excited to introduce you, if you haven't met her yet, to Holly Southerland. Holly, friend, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. What a sweet welcome, Nikki.
I am so happy to have you here. First, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Yes, I am a professional organizer and an advisor and coach for other professional organizers. I live in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Been doing this about 15 years, and recently in the last few years, other organizers started asking me for advice, and now that has become my full-time thing with Rockstar Organizers.
You definitely have some rockstar organizers, which we're going to get into. But before we get into that, I also want to just give some context to a couple things. One, how we first met. Because you, I don't know.
Ran you with my credit card and said, I want to buy your things.
I don't know if you know how impactful you have been to me and my business. But there's a story, and I'm not sure if you know that it's about you, that gets told all the time. Do you know the story?
Okay. Is it when Natalie walked up in the room and yes, you were swiping my credit card at the conference because you were
yes,
making sales?
Yes. So Holly and I first met at the Biz Chicks live conference in 2017. And you were giving me some buying signals about something that we were having a conversation. And I said, I have a course for that. And it's a self-study course. If it's something you want, I can get you access to it right now. And you were like, yes, here's my credit card. You gave me your credit card. And that's when Natalie Ekdahl from Biz Chicks walked over and was like, what's Nikki doing? She's taking credit cards at my conference and she's making calls. Which then got her very interested in what I do and what I was doing, and has turned into this huge business opportunity for me because I got to speak for the next 2 years at her conference. And then
that's amazing.
Natalie
I
has
didn't know it had all
become
that
my friend.
context.
Oh my gosh, yes. So it's opened up huge doors for me from the business standpoint, because I was affiliated with Natalie and speaking on her stage, and I get to work with a lot of her, biz chicks people. There's a huge community of biz chicks in the Sales Maven Society.
Definitely.
And yeah, and you really kind of helped propel that forward. I'm so, so grateful to you for many reasons, but that's one of the stories that is 100% about
that.
Holly.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. Thank you for telling me that.
So thank you. Thank you so much. And you have gone on to create so many amazing things. You and I have worked together now since 2017 in different capacities. You've been a member of the Sales Maven Society, I think off and on for a while. And then now I think you're just in forever. I think you're one of our lifetime members. So there's that piece.
I bought into the lifetime offer a few years ago.
You did. Yeah.
You're stuck with me.
And you and I have got to do some one-on-one work over the years. And you've done such an amazing job of building this very successful organizing business, and then now branch that off into really helping other organizers build their businesses. So I want to, before we get into like the actual sales success story, that I want to talk a little bit about how you are working with organizers now and how they can really take advantage of your offer. So tell us a little bit about how you're working with organizers and the things that they get as a result of working with you.
Yes. So I love working with professional home organizers who have been in business usually a couple years. 2 to 3 years is the sweet spot, where they are struggling. They're stuck usually between $1,500 and $3,000 a month, but they know they can do more. They got into the business sort of accidentally because they loved it. And then they realized, oh, this is an actual thing. And they now need help and want help with the business side of things. And somehow they find me. I don't run ads or do anything. I just, I have a sticker on my forehead that said, organizers, come talk to me. So I've developed all these friendships. That's true,
because I feel like you have such a great outreach, and you bring in. Now, this is going to lead to the sales success story, because I get to work with a lot of your home organizers, and these are amazing, amazing entrepreneurs that are coming to seeking you out to work with you.
Yes. So it's so interesting to me because as a result of working with you, Nikki, over the years, I've gotten very aware of my own state management and how I show up. And I tend to add value in groups, go live in groups, and share things in groups, just being myself. Mm-hmm. And that attracts people to me who also have those same values. And they tend to follow my Facebook profile. There's a joke like Holly Stalkers Anonymous, where people have gone back and binge listened to all my free videos. And then they reach out to me and they're like, I plagiarized your website. I hope you're not mad. I just went from $1,500 to $10,000 a month in 2 months, thanks to you. So I thought you should know. And then that same organizer, that was 2 years ago that she emailed me that. She just sold a $25,000 package yesterday. So
Hallelujah. Amen. And congratulations.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I'm so proud of her. And she's become a dear friend. And honestly, I attribute so much of my success in all this to Nikki, because I remember in 2017 at the Biz Chicks conference, I was soaking up everything that Nikki said. I was listening to you say things like pre-frame the conversation. And I'm like, what does pre-frame mean? And I was getting ready to do a workshop. And you said, tell them at the beginning that you're going to make an offer, and then make the offer before the Q&A so they can ask questions about it. And I'm like writing notes as you're doing it. Then I get your $97 consultations that convert course, and I go home and I listen to the whole thing like 5 times, writing my scripts. And this is the exact same stuff that the organizers who I help that's the same thing they're doing now too. So I feel like I'm sort of passing on the help that you've given me. But I always tell them, you need Nikki. Sometimes they apply for my course and I'm like, you don't need me. You need Nikki. Go to the Sales Maven Society, come back to me in 3 months. I don't really tell them that, but you're such an icon in our community now, because you've helped all of us to grow. And I've loved just the organic connections that everybody has made, like because of the way that you teach us to show up. So that's a little bit about how I started, where things are right now, and why I'm a Nikki fangirl for life.
I love you to pieces. I swear you're so good for my, you like make those tender spots in my heart. Like, oh, I just love you so much. Okay. So let's talk about, thank you for that. Beautiful. Let's talk about, because beautiful. You're so, okay. One, you're an awesome implementer. I will say that about you. And this is one of the reasons I absolutely love working with you, because you and I have had, the opportunity to do strategy sessions over the years. I know that we'll have a strategy session, and you're somebody who I can kind of fire hose, because I can sometimes do that with people, because you can take information very quickly and then you turn it into something really fast. It'll be like 2 days later, you're like, Nikki, I have this huge, I'm launching a group coaching program based on our 50-minute strategy session. And I already have 10 people signed up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're such a good implementer, because you really take action on things. And you came up with this brilliant idea, which we're calling, and this is really what I want to talk about today, the sales success story. Now, it's going to sound like, let's make this all about me, but it really isn't. I want you to really listen to what Holly has done in her business, because it has opened some really amazing doors. And there's so many things I want to say, but I think it's really clever what you have done with your offer. So let's go there first. And then I'm just going to comment all the time and all the way through. But so tell everybody what you did specifically for your group coaching program. I guess, is it 2 iterations ago, or is it just 1 iteration? I'm not sure. You help me.
Yes, I will give you the quick backstory. End of 2019, I had a conversation with a coach named Scott the day before Thanksgiving. And he and I were trying to come up with a class called the Easier Home Masterclass. It was not nearly sexy enough. It needed a sexy title. So I got in Nikki's group and I asked all these questions. And as I was talking to Scott and getting feedback from Nikki, what it came down to was that's not what the market was asking of me. So 2 days later, I put this group program together with the feedback from Nikki's group and the, pushback from Scott that said, well, why are you trying to do, he didn't say it this way, but I was trying to create this other class for entrepreneurs when the people who were knocking on my door and asking for help were organizers. And he said, you do what the market tells you. Mm-hmm. So within 48 hours, I put together this offer like nothing I'd ever done before. And it was about $3,000 for a 6-week, which turned into about 4 or 5, maybe 6-month program. Is the beta round, you always learn, how long does it actually take people to get results? Well, I thought back to my journey and I thought, what were the key elements of me getting success as a home organizer, where I stopped feeling burned out? I stopped wearing myself out, trying to say yes to everybody about everything and help 10 different types of clients for $50 an hour and having nothing to show for it at the end of the day and being so tired on top of that and feeling alone. I thought, I want to get organizers together in a group so we can have this experience. I didn't want to do a course that gave people a login and said, go do this. I wanted a done with you experience is what I really wanted. And I thought back to my journey. I thought Nikki is such an integral part of me blowing up my business back in 2017 that I know that my people need not just what's in me because of Nikki, but they actually need Nikki. So I reached out to her a long time ago, reached out to you. And I was like, how can I include this in your program? And so we came up with this access pass for like 60 days, I think. And we would give them access to her group for 60 days, long enough to binge listen to Nikki. That's what I tell everybody is y'all need to binge listen to Nikki. I'm not giving you any new content for the first few weeks. Like, go listen to this, then listen to this. Here's the link to this in her portal. We'll come back and talk about it. You are the primer for our group. So we start with Nikki. You're the primer. You do the heavy lifting for me. Your content already exists, because what organizers really need help with when they start out is their biggest problem oftentimes is sales when they come to me. they need more sales. They're like, how do I get more clients? And I teach a way to restructure the way that they price and sell things so that they can sell a bigger project from the start. And that means they actually have to get fewer clients. But when you sell bigger projects, you need more skills to talk to them. And I believe it was in your Consultations Convert class that you talk about a 3-point selling strategy or something like that. Is that correct?
That's actually in my pricing module. It's called the 3-point. Yep, exactly.
Close or something.
Yep.
It's been a long time since I've listened to it, but I remember the ease of being able to give somebody 2 to 3 options and not any more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Say which of these would be best for you. And that really sparked my package pricing transformation, which is now what I'm sort of known for in our industry, is I help people get results very, very quickly by restructuring their pricing to sell bigger projects from the start. And I included Nikki's access in my group program and noticed that within 6 weeks, people had completely transformed their business. So that was 2 years ago at the beta round. So when I was getting ready to run it again, and there was the whole, 2020 that happened in the middle of that, which slowed me down a little bit, but I was determined to come back better than ever. And I thought, I want to run this again. Round 2, I'm in Team Building Blueprint round 2 right now. We just started last month. And I thought, how can I structure this in a way that it's actually included in the package of what they pay, where I'm not getting them in a course and then saying, you need to also go buy this and this and this and this and this. But how could I work something out with Nikki that's like, okay, I'm going to pay you to, be able to bring my people in. So we worked out an arrangement. And I think I probably brought in about 30 people or something like that a couple months ago.
I feel like it's more, because I think you just brought in somebody else again today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did,
so, yeah.
I think we're closer to 40 now, but whenever I launched my Team Building Blueprint program, it was included in, the price. And then as it was, I had several people who couldn't do the full program, but they wanted to still work with me somehow. So I offered a step down called the 30-Day Sales Challenge. And in the 30-Day Sales Challenge, I sold it for $497. And I said, you're going to be paired with an accountability buddy. And here's a calendar for you to track your contacts, conversations, and cash every single day. Write it on this calendar. Take a picture of your calendar every day and post it in the Facebook group and tag your buddy and go live once a week and tell us how things are going. And at the end of the month, one of you is going to win a ticket to our live event, whoever is the best at, the sales challenge. Mm-hmm. So I included Nikki's content in that. Brought in more people that way. Well, then they get to the end of the sales challenge and they're like, we don't want this to stop. We want to keep going. We want to keep this momentum. So then I ended up creating a membership called Momentum, which I now have about 50 people in right now. And for this, it's a quarterly price, which I totally modeled after Nikki. People joke about stalking my website. Well, I stalk Nikki's website in her Thrive cart. And I look at how she lays out like the benefits. I look at where the checkbox is. Is it a check or a toggle? Like for the upsell, like what's the language on the upsell? I'm like screenshotting, okay, this is how it's done. So
you make me laugh.
I create this whole membership offer and I create an upsell with my affiliate link to Sales Maven Society. So that's what the current thing is. So I've been through a few iterations of getting my people into Nikki's corner.
You have, but the thing that I think is so brilliant is that you looked for a way to figure out like what's the heavy lifting part of your program and how can you minimize that you worked with a partner, which in this particular case is me, right? So you contacted me and you're like, I really want my people to go through this. And we have figured out what's the easiest way to enroll your people into my program, but that you sell it. So they're not, again, it's not, buy this program from me and go buy Nikki's program. It's like, no, buy my program, and that includes a certain percentage of or with us, it's a certain number of months that they get access to the society. They get access to live calls with me. Plus, you can then direct them as to which content you want them to go through that you guys can talk about. You can make it very tailored to organizers in your conversations with them. I just think it's so incredibly brilliant and speaks to how creative and what a great, again, implementer you are, that you go and you seek out, how can I bring more value to my members, and they're paying for it. It's not like it's not like they're not getting in for free. Like Holly's people don't get in for free. She pays me to put her people into the program, but she rolls that into the price of the package or the membership or the coaching program, whatever it is. And it's gone really, really well, because now you're giving them these basic skill sets they're getting from me about sales. And then you come in with your brilliance and expertise and you tailor everything specifically to their business. And plus you bring, I'm not taking away anything from your brilliance, because then you bring in your expertise too. Like now, because I see some of Holly's stuff, I know some of the stuff that your members are getting, or that, depending on which program they're in, that they get access to things. Like you have really dialed in the home organizing business, and you know it, and you know how to teach, which is not always the case. Just because somebody's really good at a certain part of their business doesn't mean they'll be a good teacher of other people, but you are a really good teacher, because your people, one, love you. You have a bunch of Holly fans, that's for sure.
Thank you.
And you've really done this great job of bringing all this extra value to your group. And it's always interesting to me, because I'm so fascinated the way that you did this. And there are other groups out there. There are other people that I meet that are off, that are doing some coaching. And I think, the sales is not it's not their primary thing that they're teaching. And this would be such a great add-on. And it's an easy add-on, because you can build it into your price pretty easily. It's not a huge uptick. We're not talking thousands of dollars to put it in.
You gave me a super, super generous offer. I was like, are you sure?
Well, I do love you, Holly. And I love your people. I love the people you attract, I will say. So it's been interesting, because I have tested this with a few other people, and they're like, seems like too much work to build it in. And I just think, oh my gosh, you're kind of missing the point, right? Like it takes such the heavy lifting of the sales piece off of your plate, puts it onto my plate, which is my expertise, because to me, it's not heavy lifting. And now you have set your people up for success, and your people are getting incredible results. Results. I know, because you share some of them, or you have in the past shared some of the results, where I know that you sent me, I don't have this in front of me now, but I know you sent me like a screenshot of some message back and forth with one of your people who was like, I've never sold a program for this much before. And it was, it was within 2 weeks of being in your program or something. It was pretty quickly after joining. And they're like, I just made the most money I've ever made.
Yes, it happens all the time. It's like they are already going 95% in the right direction a lot of times, and they just need a few tweaks. Mm-hmm. And my assistant, Grace, is so funny. She calls me the organizer whisperer.
I believe that.
She's like, you can just look and see. Like, I do these things called impromptu website reviews, where I just get on live and I'll get on StreamYard and stream into the group and share my screen and show everybody, this is good. You could tweak this, try this. And I love the people who, like you said, take quick action. And there's this one named Lindsay down in Texas, and she was, stuck at, $1,500 to $2,000 a month just in a couple months ago. And she sent me a screenshot just a couple days ago. So about a 2-month gap, she went from 1,500 to 19,500 in 2 months. I'm like, that is the speed of a Tesla acceleration right there.
Yes, it is.
But all I did was I looked at her website and I said, you have too many packages. too much of the whole pick your own adventure. Clients need to be suggested, like, this is what I recommend. Here's a few easy options. You don't need 7 options. You don't need 10 features on a package. 3 features, maybe a bonus. Speak directly to your client. Put your face above the fold on their website. And she changed these things. And now she's like, her new problem is like taking a day off, Her new problem is like, oh, when can I schedule some me time? So it's one of those things where I know what it's like to see expertise in somebody else like you. And I feel so good about sending my people to your group because you have different eyes than I have. Like, I've learned everything I know about sales from you. You have different eyes, and somebody can post something in your group and the tweaks that you make are mind blowing. Sometimes I did this in the group the other day for my people. I have to tattle on myself. I went into your group and I searched the word tweak. And in the Sales Maven Society, you always say, here's a few tweaks in case you like them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you rewrite people's messages.
I do.
And sometimes it's those subtleties that takes it to the next level. And that's what happens when you have expertise in something. That's what I can do for organizers and their packaging and their websites and their businesses. I just say, you're already doing a lot of things right. Just tweak these couple of things and you're going to be off to the races in no time. So I really value having you. I call you my secret weapon. Nikki's my secret weapon.
It's not so secret anymore.
The cat is out of the bag, y'all. Yeah, the cat is out of the bag.
Yeah. Well, it's been so great. And I love how you've taken, we tested this back in 2019 and it went well with your group. And then you brought it back in, I guess really 2022, because we took some time in between of, you were doing some other things, but, and had some really great success with it. And then you looked at like, oh, and now I'm going to create this membership because the membership is fairly new. And you have this add-on, which is so brilliant to upsell them into the society. So they get you and they still get access to the training center and the content that's, my content. And they can ask you questions and they can ask me questions because there are certain things, I couldn't say from an org because believe me, I'm the person who hires the organizer. I don't have the organizer brain. I don't have that piece of it. But for them to be able to like, here's the message that I want to put out, they can come and do that piece with me and then have you do this piece with their website, their pricing. And I saw something that you created. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag on this one, but you just created something that you showed me today that was mind blowing, that will benefit your organizers in a whole different way. And it's something that I've never seen anybody put together. Like, it's so comprehensive. And once it's like this plug and play option where you can put in some numbers and it's like, here's Holly's secret sauce. It's so good.
The secret sauce.
The secret sauce. It's so good.
Thank you so much.
Lots of good stuff.
Well, I wanted to say something about when you said how I brought it on as an add-on to my Momentum membership. I just wanted to share for anybody listening who's interested in doing this and adding value with an affiliate offer. I became an affiliate for Nikki now.
Yeah. Which makes sense, of course.
Not only a super fan, but now an official affiliate, which I would not do for something I didn't, 1000% believe in. But what I ended up doing, the mechanics of it, I thought through this and I thought, I'm going to offer an upsell for maybe it was, let's just say $500, $497, called the Confidence Booster Pack. And in this pack, they are going to get 2 books. So I didn't say which books, but I just said the benefits of the books. Well, they're The Selling Staircase and Buying Signals. Hello, like Nikki's books. Yes.
I didn't know that. Thank you so much.
Yes,
I love that you give them my books.
Oh, yes. I've sent your books to so many people. I just order it on Amazon and drop ship it. And so they get the 2 books and then they get text access to me for a lifeline call. They can text me the word lifeline. If they get stuck in a sticky sales situation, they need to talk to somebody about it. They have a 15-minute lifeline call that they get put on a text list of like mindset motivation things that I send out each week. Well, then the way that I thought to structure it is if it's going to be $497, but part of that is going to be going to Nikki and it needs to be a separate transaction. I'm going to charge, I'll just go into all the numbers. I'm going to charge $300 on my end for ThriveCart. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to put a little note that says, this is going to take you to another page for a separate transaction. And so I put the success URL for that upsell, because in ThriveCart, you can put a success page to take them directly to my affiliate link. So after they sign up and pay me the $300 to get the confidence booster pack, that signals my systems, and then it signals your systems, and it's a separate transaction, and it keeps it clean. You like that?
And then there's an affiliate payout for those people too, which is ongoing, right? The way I work my affiliate program for the society is I pay a pretty hefty percent to my affiliates. And it's ongoing. It's for the life of the person who stays in the Sales Maven Society. So I have people that I've paid out for years and because their people stay for years. And then I have people, that pay, get a couple months of, payment, and then that's it because the person stays for a couple months and leaves or whatever. But yeah, I love the affiliate piece. I think that's super smart as another source of revenue into your business for something that your people will benefit from. And I'm, of course, for me, I'm always happy to pay, especially because not just anybody can be an affiliate for me. It needs to be somebody who I also believe in and who I know is going to bring the right kind of clients to me, because I don't want to feel the Sales Maven Society really is like I'm going to say it's kind of my love project. Like I love the members so much and the culture that has been built in the group. And I want to continue, even as it grows, that it continues to attract the right type of people. There's a really supportive, loving, attitude in there. So that's really important to me. So it's just been, and you definitely bring the right kind of people into the group. I've just loved the organizers that have come into the group.
Aren't they wonderful? I just adore them. I adore them.
I do too. Right before you and I got on to record this podcast, I was doing a live coaching call for the Sales Maven Society. And there's a fairly new member in there, and she's an organizer. So we know she came from you. And she's like, this is my first call and it's my first question, and it was super fun to have that conversation with her. And of course, the group, people are in there going, oh my gosh, welcome to your first call. Everybody's loving on her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for loving all my people.
Yeah. You're
taking care of them well.
Okay. Well, you are just knocking it out of the park. I love that you are creating such an incredible opportunity for organizers to really amplify their business. Because I think amplifier or organizers, one of the struggles I think when they're starting out is to figure out what are their packages, what should they be charging, and how do they figure out, what does it actually cost me to organize, and the value of what they really bring, and also not just selling, trading, I'll do an hour of work and you pay me this much, like selling a package that has a more robust offer behind it. So
absolutely.
All organizers, if you have not figured it out yet in your business, here is the coach for you. It's Holly, for sure. So I feel like we've done this, but I always like to wrap up the episode and ask two questions. One is, what's one benefit you've received from being in the Sales Maven Society? Like, what would you say for you personally has been a benefit?
Well, two things come to my mind. One is knowing that I always have somewhere to fall back on and ask a question if I need it. Like, I'm not a big, huge group interactor all the time, but I have that like safety net. And now I'm working one-on-one with Nikki, and Voxer Access feels like complete, like oblivion. Like, is oblivion the right word? No, that's not the right word. What's the word am I trying to think of? Nirvana? I don't know. Whatever. whatever the word is, that like, oh my gosh, I actually get access to Nikki on Voxer. Like, what?
This is relatively new. Like we haven't done Voxer before. So this is a new thing we just started doing. You just signed up for it a couple weeks, like a week ago, maybe a week ago. So it's fun to have Voxer access.
Trying not to abuse it. Yes.
You're not, but you're so fast. That's the thing. Like we worked out today, I think over Voxer, like your upsell for your next thing. And like, it's just so fun. And you're like, okay, so here it is. Here's my 3 things that I'm going to sell Nikki, like, you know, and then how to position it. And so it's been really fun to have you have Voxer access.
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay.
The other benefit is the tweaks. The tweaks. I love the tweaks. I love seeing your tweaks to other people's stuff and gaining like silent insight from how you coach other people. That's a big benefit for me.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So how can people listening, specifically organizers that are listening that haven't maybe been in any of your programs yet, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
So I have a fancy texting number. I don't love email. So text me at 734-875-8066, the word Rockstar. And you will get a checklist for how to add value to your packages as a home organizer. It's 5 ways that I've come up with. And this helps you escape the whole charging $40 an hour and feeling so tired. But it actually helps you come up with a way to tell a client, this is what I can do for you, this, and this. You're not saying it this way, but I've already considered and thought everything it's going to take to get you this result. Here's the price. Here's how long it's going to take. And then you use a Nikki phrase after that. Is that something you would be interested in?
That's right.
So this checklist will help you brainstorm ways to add value to those packages.
So smart. Okay. Give that number one more time, a little slower. And I am going to say, we are going to put it in the show notes for you too. So, but if you want to pause the podcast here, go grab a pencil to write this down. Okay. Go, Holly.
The word to text is Rockstar. And the number is 734-875-8066.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on and sharing your success story. For you as the listener, if this has sparked something for you, if you're thinking like, dang, there's something that I could add value to my group program, there's this piece that's missing, don't be afraid of reaching out to somebody who you know has that piece and ask them, what would it take for you to bring that into your program and put that as part of your offer? Because it's huge value to your client and you're going to create a great relationship with the person that you are bringing in. And there can be some real synergy there. And that may actually open up a different revenue stream for you too. So super smart what Holly has done. And if you're not in the Sales Maven Society yet and you want to join us, come do that. You've heard me say on the podcast now 100 and some times that there's a special offer to join the Sales Maven Society. You can get it by going to salesmavensociety.com. And then if you put in the coupon code 47 trial, it'll take $100 off your first month of membership. We would love to have you join us. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Holly for all that she shared. She's amazing. Even if you just want to follow her because she's doing cool stuff, do that. And thanks for being here, friend. And have a great rest of the day, everybody. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Sales Maven. Visit us online at yoursalesmaven.com/maven for more resources to boost your confidence and skills.